Hi there, welcome back to another quick and easy watercolor painting. I'm Rod Bergeron, and let's see if we can have some fun with our watercolor today. So I'm wetting the top 2/3 of my page here, and I'm gonna pick up some blue, and I'm gonna make some blue streaks like that. And as always, like I always tell you, just let that run to wherever it is it's going to run to, okay? Don't worry about it too much. We're going to pick up some sienna here today, and we're going to put a little bit of sienna across here and a little bit of sienna across here, and we're going to use the rest of the sienna on our brush and go across here. We're trying to make, we're going to make some water today going across there. I've been asked a couple of times recently if I could show something with some water in it, so I thought, well, sure I can. Anyways, that's pretty good. We're gonna make a couple of smaller, pine tree like marks with our sienna, okay? And then I'm gonna take this brush and I'm gonna rinse it out because I want to pick up some yellow ochre. So I'm gonna pick up some fairly intense yellow ochre here, right out of the palette, mix it in with a little bit of yellow ochre wash that I have. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna make a couple of marks that are reminiscent of some pine trees. I'm gonna go across there. This is bleeding a little bit more than the other side, but that's okay. And yeah, we're just gonna let that go to wherever it is it's going to go to. Don't try to influence it too much. It's perfectly fine. All right, I'm gonna pick up some sap green. Okay, some sap green. I'm gonna put some sap green in a few places here. Same with this. I'm gonna do a few more pine trees. The idea with pine trees is to make your marks more vertical than horizontal, and tap the brush. You'll see I don't do very many brush strokes. Most of the time I'm tapping the brush to release the paint. Okay, so let's take this is my #1 watercolor brush, and I've sharpened the one end with a utility knife. So I'm just gonna put some scribe marks in here to create some foliage, and do the same thing in a few places here, just to allude to some pine trees going across there. And that's all turned out pretty well for me. I like the good blending of colors that we have here. I got a little bit more green on this, so I'm going to use it. Okay, I'm going to rinse that brush off. And if you notice, there's not really much dark in this, so I'm going to pick up some Payne's gray. I'm just going to touch a few places with some Payne's gray, just a very few. And I'm going to come back to these, and I'm going to scribe out of these maybe a little bit, but I'm going to scribe out of these ones significantly more. All right, two things I want to do here is, one is I want to add a little punch of blue to some of this and to some of this, and maybe even make a little bit of an indication of some trees like that. And we're just going to let that all bleed to wherever it is it's going to bleed to, as always. And I'm going to maybe draw out of some of those just to get a little bit of a blue tree going on there maybe. That's turned out pretty cool there. Okay, so what it is I want to do is I want to join the top and the bottom here, and we're going to take some blue. This is what our water, we're going to create our water with some blue, and I have quite a bit of blue wash on this. So I'm going to go from one side to the other, and my hope is that I touch this and some of this color goes down and some of this color goes up, okay? So we're going to just put this on here. We're going to go across like that. This isn't quite wet enough anymore, but that's okay. All right, you can see how some of that color has started to bleed down into the water, and some of this color has started to bleed up into there. That's exactly what we're going for. Okay, so I'm gonna take my little bag of salt, put a little bit of salt in this tree line, a little bit of salt in that tree line, a little bit of salt across the bottom down here, just like that. And let this all bleed together and see what we get. All right, let's check this out. Our tree line back here turned out pretty fabulous. Those trees, and putting that blue in there, I think that was a good choice. And this across the front, the scribe lines in here worked pretty good too. All of that salt that we put in, look at the magnificent little things that it's created there for us. Let's see what happens when we put our mat on here. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I kind of like it. I like what's happened here where this color has come down into the water and created that reflection for us without us having to really do too much work. And I love the sky and the water match pretty well. All right, I think this one's pretty successful. I'd love to know what you think of it. Let me know in the comment section what you think of it. And I'd love to know where it is that you're from. I'd really like to know where you're from, and if you could drop me a line in the comment section, let me know. I'd appreciate it. And if you're currently a subscriber, thanks a lot. And if you're not currently a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks a lot for watching today, and I hope you have a great day painting.